All right, good morning, Pirates. I just missed the opening bell. Getting up and running here this morning. My apologies for being late. Today is Monday. It's September 27th. My name is Charles, and this is the Pirate Traders live stream. Okay, so let's start the day by just taking a second to note two important things that I think we should keep in mind this morning that you can see just on the regular daily candlesticks here. First and foremost, we're in between the 50 and the 20 daily moving average. Okay, the 50 being the white one and the 20 being the red one. So those should act as support resistance today. And then if either one breaks, we should get continuation in that direction. So if we push below the 50 moving average and we don't pull back up, we should get continuation to the downside. If we push through the 20 moving average to the top side and pull back in and find support, we should get continuation up. So those will be two really important levels to keep an eye on here today. Also, it's worth noting that so the last couple of days of last week, we re-entered this balancing area from last week, and we're now opening right on the bottom end of that balance. So it wouldn't be unreasonable to rotate inside of here, inside of this balancing area. But breaking through the balance area high, again, just like breaking through that 20 moving average, would be good for continuation higher. Okay, so that's the first thing to make note of here. Now let's go over and look at the profile. Okay, so these references are repaired. The 2-week references we left behind on Friday. Okay. So we're opening inside the previous day's range, inside the previous day's value area. Okay, so that increases the odds that first thing in the morning here, we're going to have some chop. But we would expect to have, and again, I'm sorry that I started late. I missed the opportunity to tell you guys. I would expect a counter auction to the upside because the overnight inventory was net short. Let's just expand out that profile so I can show you guys. So the reason it's net short, even though we spent more time up in here, is the fact that we had a massive sell-off. From the point where they made this high, it's just been a straight trend down. So obviously they've absorbed any sort of long contracts that were still in the market from earlier on in the day. And so the market, opening at this price right here at like 46 and then closing at 37, that means it's net short. I know it's a little differently than how Jim Dalton looks at it, but that's how I see it. There's more participants holding short contracts than long, so we would expect a counter auction to the upside, which obviously we just got. But that's just leading into chop because we're opening inside the previous day's range. Okay? So we still have the poor high that we left behind from Thursday sitting up here as a target to the upside. And if we can get up to that poor high, repair it, and then find support in this area, once again, same as the 20 moving average, that's very bullish for continuation higher. But if we look above that and fail and pull back in, we're probably just looking at rotation inside this range. Okay? As far as targets to the downside, the first is going to be that 50 daily moving average, which is currently at 27.25. So this is the first support to the downside, this 50 daily. If that breaks, we look at Friday's low as a target for support as well. If that breaks, much further downside continuation. But I do think that should hold as support here. I'm not too worried about that 50 daily breaking. So if we find support there, to me, if I have to be certain of it, but if it trades down here and it seems like it's getting good, strong support, I'd be happy to go long for a rotation up to try to repair that poor high. But pretty much we're just in watch the chop mode and wait till the market, figures out where it's going to go today. Internals opening pretty neutral. All right. Good morning, Vito. Welcome back. Good to see you. RK Leon, good morning to you. Cine Matt in the house. Trading Donkey. Bom dia. I don't know what that means. I hope I didn't just say something in a language I don't understand. That'll get me in trouble, but I assume it means good morning. Jason, good morning to you. Amir, good to see you. Philip back with us. Good morning. Jason is here. Good to see you. Design Knob in the house. Good morning. Okay, also spike rules from Friday were in play because we did get a spike up on Friday. Spike rules tell us that if we open below the spike, that is the least bullish scenario. It's not really bearish. Bearish isn't the right term. It's just the least bullish of all the scenarios. So still just getting chopped. Market looking for support. Looking to bring in the buyers. Good morning, Shubaho Deep. Good to see you. Naif is back with us. Good morning to you. Trady Donkey, don't think we're going down today. Bear trap being set. My bias is showing. Yeah, that's okay. As long as you know where to change your bias, right? We push below that 50 daily. We come back up. We find resistance. We don't have the buyers. Might want to change that bias. Pavel, good morning to you. Naif agrees. He thinks the bulls are just setting themselves up for a push higher. I mean, the overnight, it's funny because it's like if the overnight had stayed up in here, we'd be bullish AF right now. We'd have a gap higher. We'd be above the spike. But instead, they just spent the last couple hours just straight up trading down. So they've created some fear in the regular trading hours market here this morning. So we'll need to bring in the good, strong-handed buyers to get that push up. But they should enjoy buying around that 50. Nicholas, good morning to you. Vincent, good to see you. Welcome. FRM in the house. Good morning. Kotik. Sorry, man. Good morning to you. Bob, good morning. Rocket sitting on the 50 again. Oh, yeah. Can it remain support? NQ looking weak. Let's jump over and take a look at the NQ. Yeah, NQ looking much weaker than the ES. Value completely lower. It was lower on Friday as opposed to overlapping to lower, which is what we had in the ES. And it's lower again today. So value is looking bearish so far this morning. The NQ has also passed through its 50. Boy, yeah, the NQ looks bad. So next support is right in here in this node of volume around 15,050. All right, well, that 50 is breaking. So that is bearish to see. Here on the ES. Of course, they can dip below it and then pull right back above, no problem, right? As we know, the bigger players like to layer in their bids. But if they push below again and then it becomes resistance, that is very bad. Shubaho Deep's looking for a look below and fail of the 50. Marco saying the NQ is easy to play. It failed to get back up into yesterday's range, and then it had a drive, obviously to the downside. Okay, so you can see this big jump that we just got, right? So the market pushed a little bit below the 50, and then it instantly pushed back up. That's a sign of the larger players stepping in there. Doesn't mean it won't go back down to test that level again. It's not great taper at the low. Yeah, bad taper at the low. So they might need to come back down here again. But that's your first indication of there are buyers stepping in here. I bet if we look at the ticks, yes, sir. Big push up. Good morning, D. Good to see you. Donkey interest rate scare, huh? Is that what drove the market down last night? Veto, so bears is made today? No, not at all. It's not bearish yet, right? We're still inside the previous day's range. So right now the market is just doing what we call chop. It's price discovery. It's trying to figure out where are the buyers and sellers. So there's nothing bullish or bearish yet. It's just still trying to figure out who's going to take charge of the market here today. Obviously, most recently, those overnight traders took it short. They pushed it as far as they could. But now there's a new set of traders participating. And so what are we going to do with it? Are we bullish? Do we not care about whatever caused their sell-off to where we bring in support and push higher? Or do we want to continue the move that they started? We have some signals, but we have signals going both ways, right? We have value overlapping to lower, which is a little bit bearish. But we found support right on the 50, which is a little bit bullish. So we just don't know quite yet. The internals are signaling towards buyers stepping in. Fausto, good morning to you. Didn't break on Z. I was looking at Z. That's where I put in my level. Yeah, it broke a tiny bit, but it's just a wick. Core calling for an at minimum $15 move. Yeah, I don't think like that. But that's cool. Yeah, so the chart that I'm using is from Window Trader, and it costs like, I think it's like 130 a month. I have the light version, and then the data is like 150. You've got Z at 25.50. Huh. That's not what I got. I'm showing it at 27.50. So yep. Either way, not to get too obsessed about the exact level. Buyers are stepping in. Probably don't need to revisit it now. Shubo Deep. Oh my God, that's 280 a month. Yeah, $300 a month. that's not that bad, man. I would lose 3 times that much every month in losing trades before I started trading with Market Profile. So I can easily make that in a day now. Yeah, that's a good point. Sometimes the indicators on TradingView are like made by regular Joe Schmoes, so they might be slightly off. The one that I use is the it's called Triple MA Forecast, and it just automatically lets you plug in 3 moving averages on one thing. Jitten, good morning to you. Mangala, good morning. Okay, so now we're looking for support right in here around the 44.31 level where the halfback is and this first like node of volume right here. If we don't get support there, we got to test the 50 again. Okay, so we found support there. That's another bullish signal. So first we pushed down to the 50, found support there, then came back up and found resistance around this like 36.25 level, pulled back down, found support around the 31 level. So this is how I look at markets. Where is it finding the support and resistance? Right now, the support is moving higher. So if we break through the resistance at this like 37 level, we should be able to push the market a bit higher. If we break through the support that we just made at the 31 level, we need to head back down and test the 50 again. So that just means it's further continuation of the chop. It's still just short-term traders picking each other's pockets, guessing what the market's going to do. Rocket already crushing it this morning on the rut. Yeah, the rut looks bullish. Very bullish. Jeez. Breaking above its like 2-day balance. Shubaho Deep. S&P futures in backwardation? Well, by spot, do you mean the SPX? Or what are you looking at? Yeah, they seem to be moving in sync to me, just looking at it on here. Remember, the numbers don't line up. They never do. It's how they move. So if this market moves up a point, this market should move up a point. If it moves down a point, it should move down a point. Miles, YMGs. Yeah, looks like the both the Russell and the Dow are getting bought up here. They're selling tech and they're buying low cap. All right, here come the bulls. So they tested this support multiple times. Now they're trying to break through that resistance at 37. So once we do, as we kind of are as I'm talking, we'd push through. We want to come back down and then turn this into support around 36. Okay, the buyers are defending here. My spidey sense is leaning much more bullish here, but market generated information is still kind of neutral. Would love to see us break back up through this resistance once again at 36 and then start one time framing higher. Shubaho Deep seems like if we steer clear of 37, I assume you mean if we can push above it and then pull back down and find support. Yeah, that would be bullish for continuation to the upside. It's what I'm looking at here that is like a little bit worrisome to me is all this volume, right? This is now acting as resistance. And so it's going to take quite a push to get through there. Now, maybe that's why we keep pulling back down and building up all this support to bring in enough buyers to get through this resistance. But it's got to prove it to me. It's got to get up there, start one time framing, and then I buy the support. Rocket like it's waiting for news? Yeah. I mean, don't forget, it's very, very normal to have chop when you open inside a previous day's range that's inside a previous day's range, both inside of value areas. Like, it's no surprise to just chop around for an hour. Shubaho Deep wants to go long on the Q with the low of the day as a stop. Let's go take a look. No. No, sir. Oh, wait, no. It's okay. I thought it was one time framing down, but yeah, that's a great entry. Good risk reward. Risking this much for the potential of that much. Decent taper on the low. So yeah, this is buyable. But man, value is so much lower. That's pretty bearish looking. So I wouldn't buy it. I would wait. Again, same thing as the ES. I'd just wait for some confirmation that you're bullish. Wait till the market, I know this for a lot of people drives them crazy to imagine, but just sitting on my hands till the market gets up above this node of volume and then pulls back in and finds support. And then I can make all the money from here to the poor high. Sure, I'm leaving this money on the table, but there's still a lot of money to be made from here to here with a much higher probability of success. Whereas like right now, it's really just a gamble. And it's fair in a risk reward way. If you're taking, you know, this much risk and you're happy to lose that much money, then it's okay. You could potentially make this much reward. But to me, probabilities wise, this is like 50-50. There's no way to know where it's going to go. So that's just a gamble. I think like a casino. I play the odds. Till I know what the odds are, don't risk real capital. Donkey, call you an innovator? Unless you're normally an innovator, unless that's your normal way of making money, you probably shouldn't be doing it. But if that's how you normally make profitable trades, then you are an innovator. All right, here we go. So we built up some steam with these buyers. We did a lot of grinding in here. Squeezed out any little weak hands that were going to get squeezed, pulling below the halfback. So now the market needs to push through this resistance, start one time framing higher, and then come back in and find support. Boom. Horizon, middle of October, a swing trade, my friend. Yeah, I mean, that seems super safe. Vincent, if you're asking me, I don't do stop losses like that. I do them based on where I think support or resistance is. So, for example, if I was going to go long here, I'd put my stop down here, below this node of volume. And so my position sizing is just how big of a position can I take if I'm risking this much. Mangala getting gradually bullish. I agree. They're making the bulls work for it here today. Shubho Deepal, I'm not in charge of the market. I don't make it anything. But you're hoping the market has a trend day higher. Step 1, find support at the 50 moving average. Step 2, start one time framing higher. Step 3, start trending higher on the internals. We're not quite getting it on the ticks, but we are on the advancers versus decliners and the breadth. So it's not impossible that we have a trend day. I don't know how far it'll go, though. Like I said, to me, the target to the upside is the repair of the poor high from Thursday. After that, we have to look for support for new buyers to step in to get it further. Otherwise, we likely have a look above and fail, and then we start to build a new balancing area, right? So then like this becomes the balancing area. Whoops. Previous balancing area was like here. And so we'd be starting to build one like here. Boy, that's very confusing looking. Too many lines. Okay, so this is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see ourselves push through all this resistance from the volume of the last few days and then pull back down and find support. So far, we're getting it. Can we get more and more buyers to keep stepping in here? Trading donkey. Trading donkey, I'm going to break you of this thesis. Why don't you pick any 10 random days? Go back on the YouTube, you pick any 10 days at random and watch what happens to the market after I change my banner green or red. And then you come back and you tell me if that comment still makes sense. I know, but I hate this meme. I hate it so much. Shuba Hodip on the candlestick chart. That's the 50 daily. Down here at 27. It was earlier this morning. Yep, still there. It's really easy to see this previous balancing area in here. We're just right in there once again. All right, NQ is about to enter this node of volume from the 22nd. So that's going to be your first bit of resistance there. So once again, same as the ES, look for it to push through that resistance, push up through here, and then pull back down and find some support if you're going to get continuation higher. Back to the ES. Sanju, where would I put a stop if going long based on TA here? Well, it depends how big of a position I wanted to take. I'm pretty bullish right now. So I would either go with larger size right here and then put my stop pretty tight, like right in here, or slightly smaller size. And then same as before, just put it down here below this node of volume. But you do got to give the market some breathing room here. Again, it's breaking through resistance right now, so it's got to grind its way through there and then come back down and find support. So if you're going to enter here, you got to give it a little breathing room. Oh, good point. I missed it. Yeah, trying to push through that 20 moving average on the 15-minute candles as well here on the SPX. Probably some seller bots right in there we got to fight through. Yeah, I mean, to respond to your point, this is a bit FOMO-y to try to go long here. But you could go long in here, and you just have to have a wide stop. You know what I mean? So you just go with a very small position size. If you normally trade, a full ES, maybe you only trade 2 MES or whatever. But you do have to give it breathing room, that's for sure. I'm not loving the look of these ticks over here. I would much prefer to see them trending higher. They are kind of trending higher here, but they're not breaking above this like 500 level. So I'd love to see one just kind of grind up into this higher levels up in here. Shubaho Deep, let's limit it there. 120 watching, only 36 likes. Is that justice? Are you saying I'm punishing the people for not pushing the like button by switching to the private stream? No, man. It's not a punishment. I get it. People just don't like me this morning. I was late. You know, I don't know, something like that. All right, so what's bullish to see here is that we are building support right here, right on top of the upper end of these nodes of volume from yesterday or from the previous 2 days. So those were resistance. Now they're becoming support. That is what we like to see. Thank you, Noto Cactus, bringing it in with the thumbs up. Oh, jump to 57 likes. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Rocket, good for you, brother. Why have a max trades? I always feel like if you're winning, ride that winning streak. Okay, poor high here in the C period. We're likely to get a push away from the poor high. If we instantly repair it, that is more bullish. And we also left these single prints back in here, which now need backfilling in the B period. Looking for support at the base of those single prints. All right, the immediate repair of the poor high is more bullish. Okay, so we're back up into yesterday's spike. All right. Well, with that, I will leave you all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for those 66 likes. I appreciate you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. And of course, if anybody wants to join the private room, it only costs $10 a month. Price of a couple cups of coffee. So it seems like a pretty decent investment in my book. all you got to do is click on that link in the description, join the Brigade, and then we all party together. All right, guys, I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow morning. As far as what to watch for in the market today, one time framing is now in play. Can the C period high stay above the C period low stay above the B period low? And then look for support if we pull back down to the base of this single print, which is 44.39. If that can hold, we're likely to continue higher. Also look for resistance after we repair the poor high at 44.55, including the 20 daily moving average, which is just above it. If we do find resistance, if we get a look above and fail of Thursday's range, we could pull back in and rotate. So keep an eye on that level as well. Good luck, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Members of the Brigade, you can head on over to the private stream.